How is this Edu's fault? Can Edu stop Odegaard from playing for his national team? There are rules. There are UEFA rules. He's a captain of the Norwegian national team. Edu cannot stop. People are saying, well, Chelsea withdrew Kopama. Kopama is not a mainstay in the English national team. He's not even a starter. So it's easier, it's more malleable to withdraw Kopama. But for Norway, Odegaard is your captain. He's your main player. So it could be very, very itchy and difficult. And there are rules to be followed. I'm not going to blame Arteta and Edu for not trying to news. Like, I get it. We've seen the pictures. It doesn't look great. I understand. We have a pile of fixtures. We have to negotiate Man City, Tottenham Hotspur, Atlanta in the Champions League. But regardless of that, until we get the full prognosis of this injury, there is no need to be overly hysterical. There's not to be overly hysterical. Like, I get it. He's an Arsenal captain. He's an Arsenal captain. He's a major player. He's a major player in our how we function. But at the same time, there is no player that is irreplaceable. It's context, right? We might not replace him the way we see how he plays for the same. But the other ways to replace him. It's Tuesday. We play on Sunday. 4 more days. We heard from the doctors, the Norwegian doctors, national team doctors, saying, yeah, it looks like a minor sprain. You have to run an MRI scan to determine the full extent of the potential damage. So while we here making assertions on things we do not have full information on, yeah, we saw the pictures. Yes, pictures can be misleading. Oh, I'm saying, oh, he was pulling shit over his face. He was crying. He must have. No, the pain could be excruciating initially. Doesn't mean the pain cannot subside. See, pain sometimes is not the severity of the injury. Facial expression doesn't mean the injury is overly severe. Let's stop this gaslighting. And it's so pitiable. It's Arsenal fans doing it for engagement. These are for engagement. Let me show you some of the ridiculous things that some of the Arsenal fans are saying. Let's start from this. I fear, give me a minute. I fear the lack of major signing. Let me change it to this. Let's do it like this. Right? I fear the lack of major signing this summer will be our failure. I always knew we were a couple of injuries away from disaster. Who comes up with this nonsense? Injuries are part and parcel of the game, and you have to pray. That's only what that comes to my mind. For the lack of injuries, I was supposed to sign 100 players because we fear injuries. The injury to Merino was a training ground injury. I was supposed to stop training because we are afraid of injuries. No, the injury to Odegaard could have happened against Spurs on Sunday. Players can get injured anywhere they are playing. So how do you blame the club or one club to project to sign players based on injuries? It doesn't make sense. I'm not saying you shouldn't have a squad depth, but there's a limit to squad depth. Let's not go gung-ho with this nonsense of squad depth. This is crazy. This is crazy. Now, let's see some of the dumbest things that have come out recently. Yes, a full-grown man crying on the pitch, pulling his shirt over his face and grabbing his foot before he hits the ground is absolutely fine for sports away. Look at the gaslighting there. Are you a doctor? Just because he was in excruciating pain doesn't determine the length and the severity of the injury. Does not. He's dusted, fella. Sad but true. Stop the cap. Over to you, Edu. Oh, wait. 2024, the year of the truth. How is the injury to Odegaard Edu's fault? This is crazy. This is the monsters AFTV and some of you have created, where people will deliberately manipulate the news, gaslight you with things. Nobody knows the extent of the Odegaard injury yet. But look at what people are saying. Look at what this idiot is saying. This is idiocy. How is this Edu's fault? Can Edu stop Odegaard from playing for his national team? There are rules. There are UEFA rules. He's a captain of the Norwegian national team. Edu cannot stop. People are saying, well, Chelsea withdrew Kopama. Kopama is not a mainstay in the English national team. He's not even a starter. So it's easier, it's more malleable to withdraw Kopama. But for Norway, Odegaard is your captain. He's your main player. So it could be very, very itchy and difficult. And there are rules to be followed. I'm not going to blame Arteta and Edu for not trying to, put a stop for Odegaard from going to represent his country. It's very, very difficult and dicey. Like, this gaslighting is a different level. Listen to this. Hopefully, Odegaard is back ASAP. I want everyone all summer this season. The injuries will mount up. Really, it's easy to predict doom for your team. And let's say these injuries didn't happen. Will you be saying this? Nobody can accurately predict what will happen or will happen in season. Now, you can predict certain players based on the injury record, but Odegaard does not fall into that category. Odegaard is not an injury-prone player. So this is crazy. We needed a striker, a right winger, an attacking midfielder, a central midfielder, a defender, and a goalkeeper. This is the monsters you guys have created. You blame international football all you like, but Edu is the issue here. How is this Edu's fault? So one injury to Odegaard, everybody is losing it, and we don't even know the full extent, the severity of the injury. But it's Edu's fault. We should have signed a striker, a right winger, an attacking midfielder, a central. Why don't you sign 11 more players? That's how idiotic most of you are. Like, no, why don't we just go and buy 100 more players? Like, see, as much as I'm concerned, I will have to wait for the official prognosis of Odegaard's injury. I will not overly react. Like, let them be silly. We know the media will find a way to overly embellish this news because that is their job. The media is not about objectivity and truth anymore. Let them be cynical. Let them be stupid. Let's be real. The mainstream, even the content creators these days, it's not about objectivity and news anymore. It's about how much can I get. It's about engagement. And they will do all and everything to get that engagement, including manipulating the news. Saw the guy walk off the pitch yesterday. That doesn't mean much. Yeah, I get it. So I'm not going to be stupid either ways. Saw him walk to the plane on crutches. Right? He doesn't. Those are not the signs of a player who might not recover in time for North London Derby. It's 4 days away. This is Tuesday, and the doctors are saying they need an MRI scan to determine the severity. That means it doesn't look all that bad. Yes, he was excruciating on the pitch. He was pulling his shirt over his face because of the pain at that time. But this morning is all smiles, walking into the private jet, traveling back to London. So can we just calm down and stop exaggerating things you don't know? Let's wait for the press conference Arteta will grant on Friday. You know, Arteta might not tell you the whole truth, but we know news have a way of filtering out from the camp. Let's wait for the next 24, 48 hours to know how bad or how good we are with this injury. And if Odegaard doesn't play on Sunday, Kai Havertz can be dropped to the midfield. There is news going around this week that Jesus will be back and fit and ready for the North London Derby. Jesus can play up front. Trossard can play up. Why are we acting suddenly as if we have no options? This is just gaslighting. This is just massive gaslighting. There's Raheem Sterling, there's Trossard that can play up front and will pull back Kai Havertz to the midfield. There's one whether you raise him or not. I think he's a very good player who can play in the midfield. Like, I don't understand. One injury to our captain, everybody's raising hell. It just shows how far a lot of you are falling. You can't even think for yourself. You can't think anymore. You are being gaslit by these guys who are not, I meant it, they are not Arsenal fans, they are Arsenal businessmen. Arsenal is a cash cow for these guys. For the media, for the content creators these days, Arsenal is not a cash cow. And a lot of you, your ignorance is being milked in terms of engagement into monetary value for them. Until you wake up and stop engaging this nonsense, they will continue because there is reward in manipulating you. There's so much reward and gains in gaslighting you. For me, I am not flustered yet. We have to wait until the official prognosis and how we hear from the people who should know about how bad the severity of the injury is. He walked out of the pitch. So if it was that horrible, he won't be walking out. He'll be stretched off. And he walked to the plane this morning albeit with clutches. to actually make sure he eases the pressure on that ankle. So he's not looking bad. But at the same time, I insist, let's wait for the official prognosis before we jump into unhealthy conclusions. So guys, do me a favor on your way out, like the video, very, very important. Subscribe to the channel and make sure you turn on your notification bell. One more time, like the video, subscribe if you're new, and make sure you turn on your notification bell. Yes, ODEGAARD is a major doubt for North London Derby, but it's not all doom and gloom, right? And I won't be surprised if this player is past fit enough for Sunday's match against Spurs. So don't fall for the gaslighting, don't fall for the manipulation. Let's wait for the official news, then we can make our informed opinion on whatever we have to make. And it is not about Edu or Teta, it's not about signing. Don't let those clowns draw you in by saying we should have signed it, because they will continue to move the goalpost. The goal for them is to continue to move the goalpost. Like the video, subscribe if you're new, turn on your notification bell and all that jazz. And I will see you guys on the next one. Bye for now.